All right, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about Microsoft's game streaming service, which they kind of announced at E3, but today, well, it's really official. So let's get into it. Microsoft literally just announced xCloud. Now, first up, I just want to say I think this, what they're announcing, and Scarlet Cloud are two separate things, but I'll get into that in a future video, and it'll make more sense when I talk about it then. But xCloud, you're going to be able to stream all your Xbox games. There's a ton of games, like over 2,000, which is original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One. You're gonna be able to stream them to mobile phones, tablets, and more. So I'm thinking, streaming sticks and that kind of thing, and smart TVs. Now, a lot of people will think, well, I don't want to stream games. I want to play them on a dedicated box. Well, they already said at E3 that's going to be a thing. I mean, I personally will not get the streaming service or the streaming box, which we'll talk about in a future video. This is going to open up the possibility of gaming to so many other people, because think about it. Hardcore gamers willing to go out and spend $200 on an S, or if they want the more premium console, they'll throw down $500 for the X, or however much it costs in the US right now. You have them, but there's also a ton of gamers that would maybe try some games if they didn't have to buy this dedicated hardware. Well, there's casuals. There's so many casual gamers out there that it's 2 billion gamers on the planet. There's 2 billion. Now, Google announced last week their streaming platform. Again, we don't really know much about the infrastructure. We don't know if there's going to be a dedicated store, if there's going to be achievements, friend systems, or anything. We don't know anything about that. All we know is that they have a streaming service, and you can stream while people like me, people that this streaming service could open up the possibility for games to do even better, and you'd have a better chance of getting sequels. And what I found interesting is that, yes, you can, hook up one of those clips to your controller and play a game on your phone, which is cool. But I didn't expect them to go the extra mile and implement touch controls in console games. Now, if you've ever played a first-person shooter on a touchscreen, it's not exactly the best experience now, is it? But it's an option. Portable gaming is kind of big right now, but it's not big in the way you may think. The 3DS is selling gangbusters, has done for years. The Nintendo Switch is doing amazing numbers. But are people willing to buy a dedicated Xbox handheld? I doubt it. But would people be willing to play games on their iPad with an Xbox controller? Oh, I know I would. I mean, that could come in handy in so many different instances. What if you're away on business? You wouldn't have to take an Xbox with you anymore. What if you're just traveling in general? You could use the streaming service, given that if you had the internet or not. But when it comes to streaming, it's going to get really competitive, because you're going to have Google, who have this massive infrastructure when it comes to servers. You have Microsoft, that has, again, the Azure cloud service that's massive. You have Amazon, who's starting to make games for Xbox and PlayStation, and then you have PlayStation, who bought Gaikai in, I think it was 2011 or something. It cost them a lot of money, and they haven't done much with it. But this whole streaming option in the future is going to be a big deal. Again, it's not for me. It may not be for you, but it could help the platform out in general, because let's say, hypothetically, a really cool game gets announced. and the appeal of it grabs the attention of the massive casual player base. Well, what if a lot of them buy the game and there's a better chance of a sequel happening? That's something to think about. Another thing is that I've seen people say that, well, there's going to be a dedicated streaming service which you'll have to pay for. So we have Xbox Live and we have Game Pass. And people are saying, well, we're going to have a third platform or service to pay for. Well, we don't know any information yet. However, I think I figured out what they're going to do. And again, that's going to be in the next video of this same topic. But today I just want to talk about the service in general because I don't have the internet speed to play these types of games via streaming. And I'm completely fine with that. I'm happy to buy a dedicated box. But I know people that would play these games in streaming. Like, what if Xbox had some games someone wanted to play and you didn't have to buy a box to play them if you had a decent internet connection? Microsoft's still making the money because of the service, the platform, and multiplayer games. Multiplayer games would have even more numbers. Bigger player numbers, shall I say. You know, I think it's just really interesting right now because if you go back to OnLive, I used to play it OnLive. Like I played the occasional game and it just wasn't there. The lag between you hitting a key and something happening on screen was just long enough to make you not want to play it. Like I played a first-person shooter OnLive, and that thing was nearly unplayable. But Microsoft back in 2012 had Halo 4 running on a mobile phone via streaming. They've been working on this a long time. Streaming has been the future for a long time. It's all about getting the technology right so it works properly out of the gate. And again, I would try it. And I think it's just going to open up the games we have to so many different people. And this is going to be on all platforms. You're going to have Google streaming, Xbox streaming, PlayStation streaming. Nintendo are having some games on their platform that's streaming, like Assassin's Creed Origins, or say Odyssey, and Resident Evil 7. Like, this is going to be a thing. And while streaming does seem scary to a lot of people when it comes to gaming, you've got to realize that not everyone in the world has a really good internet connection. So we will have these dedicated hardware consoles for quite some time. I really believe that. Microsoft has said they're going to keep doing Xbox consoles, plural, and I'll continue to buy them. If you don't want to stream, well, it's an option. And I think it's going to be cool for people that really wanted an Xbox handheld, but, you know, it's something we're never going to get. And frankly, I think it's a pretty cool aspect that you're going to be able to walk around with an iPad when we get this, 5G networks up and running. You're going to be walking around with an iPad and a game controller and play Xbox games on the go. And then think about it. They'll probably come up with accessories for things like iPads and stuff, which are more fitting for gaming on the go. I'm not saying necessarily copy Joy-Cons, but there's going to be some kind of split Xbox controller I can see down the road for, iPads or something. But I think it's a cool aspect, and I think we're just going to keep our eyes off for news coming soon. And XO18 comes out next month, so we may even get information then. You never know. But yeah, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. Follow me on Twitter. The link will be in the description down below. I am out. Hope you all have a very good day.